Hey folks, Jordan Chariton coming to you live from my parents' kitchen, which is where I began this whole thing 2 years ago. I'm actually at my parents' because unfortunately I've been having severe back issues that are now traveling down my leg. So I'll be getting surgery next week. Don't freak out. I've gotten three medical opinions. All tell me that basically I have a large herniated disc that's pressing into my sciatic nerve. Part of that disc actually broke off and is now kind of lodged in my spinal column. So I have numbness in my foot, not a lot of reflex in my Achilles. So I'm going to get surgery next week. I'm told that the recovery won't be so long, and I should get full nerve reflex and all that back. So that will be next week. I've been doing a lot of planning behind the scenes for my next steps. I've been doing writing and a whole lot of different things. So I want to tell you about some of those things. Obviously, the elephant in the room I want to get to, some folks, some more PR type people, told me not to address this, but I'm just kind of a keep it real person. I don't believe in BSing, and obviously a lot went on the last few months. So I want to address that. First and foremost, most importantly, a couple months ago, there was a vile accusation made against me. It's 110% false. That's really the only thing I can say, because there's nothing more to it. It's just not true. I have had a couple tough months. It's been a dark time, some of it. But it's also been a time for me to reflect. It's been a time for me to, after like 12 years of nonstop work, starting with internships and jobs in college, all the way to recently, all I did was work. So I never really had a chance to just be, And some of that just being was tough. Some of it was tough reflection. But I'm feeling great now. I'm feeling really optimistic. Obviously, sometimes in life you get thrown major curveballs, and how you react to it makes a big difference. So I've had really great support from my family. I've had amazing support from some friends that I've had for a long time. One person in particular, my business partner, who I'm now working behind the scenes with. Her name's Jen Dyes, has been a truly good friend to me and supported me. There's some people, who didn't want to publicly say anything, but have supported me privately. There's no sugarcoating it. It's been tough, but you live and you learn. I've learned a lot. I learned a lot about people, about companies, about just the way things are. And I'm very optimistic and hopeful for going forward. I want to address the Young Turks. I worked dead-end media jobs for 10 years before the Young Turks. And Jank was really the first person to give me a shot. So for that, I'll always be grateful. I think that there's not a lot of media companies nowadays who will spend and invest in you to go to Flint 9 times, for you to go to Standing Rock 7 times, for you to go to East Chicago 6 times, for you to go do a disappearing middle class tour and go cover water contamination and go cover really important stories that do not always go super viral. And I got that opportunity thanks to the Young Turks. So for that, I'm very grateful. I definitely, have some thoughts about the Young Turks, about the way things ended. I'm not really going to get into it just because, A, I'm not interested. B, legally, I really can't get into it. And C, it's just time to move forward. It's time to move forward. So the only thing I'll say is, whether it's the Young Turks, whether it's me, whether it's other progressive media, conservative media, MSNBC, Hillbot media, actions speak louder than words. Follow the actions rather than the words of the media that you consume. What are they covering? What are they emphasizing? What are they choosing not to cover? Has their pattern of coverage and their tone changed dramatically? What would be the reason for that? Those are the important things, not what people say. It's important to just follow, like I say, follow the money, follow the actions too. There are people at the Young Turks who I'm still close with. Love, my cameraman and brother from another mother, Ty, who I still talk to. I have other friends still there. And I don't have much negative to say. I love Jimmy Dore, who's been supportive to me throughout this whole situation. You know, we all have a choice what media we consume. So you have a choice what media you consume, and just make sure whatever media you're consuming, not doesn't necessarily mean you have to agree with them on everything, but make sure that when any media, whether it's me, TYT, conservative, make sure you're following their actions, and also make sure that if there's things hurled out there, whether it's accusations, pretty salacious, scandalous things, whether it's about individuals, companies, this and that, make sure they're giving examples. Make sure they're providing evidence. I think that's super, super important. So, I really had to think, what did I want to do? Did I want to go work for another media organization? Did I want to go get out of media? What did I want to do? And I really followed my instincts, but I also followed what you've been telling me. Even before I was let go from the Young Turks, to tell you the truth, I had a not so quiet chorus of supporters encouraging me to go out on my own for a lot of reasons. And that's what I'm going to do. I think now is the time to take my vision and to put it out there and double down and triple down on it and create something that's much, much bigger than just me. At the Young Turks, although they invested in me, it was my vision there. I was not assigned to go to Standing Rock or Flint. That was my choice. That was my idea. That was my vision. And I think there needs to be a lot more of that kind of coverage, not just through my lips and through my microphone, but through a lot of fearless, aggressive, independent reporters. The truth is, I've been watching a lot of corporate media because I think it's important to really see, to get ideas for what I want to do, you really have to know how bad it is and what kind of alternative reality we're dealing with. I've watched a lot of corporate media, some independent media, and I've come to the conclusion that we need a massive media revolution in this country. I'm not talking about a media revolution so we could make bumper stickers and make money. I'm talking about a media revolution because it's really, really needed. I've seen it out in the field, and I see it even more now that I've not been in the field for a few months. I think that as great as it is and as satisfying as it is for us all to crap on corporate media, on some independent media when we feel like it, it's not enough. We need to, frankly, walk the walk. And what do they say? Don't just talk the talk, walk the walk. We need to walk the walk, and we need to put our dollars, even though for many of us they're limited, behind the media we want to create. They say, be the change you want to see in the world. Well, now we got to create the media we want to see in the world. And that's going to involve you, whether it's $5 a month, $10 a month, $15 a month, larger amounts in terms of investing. Specifically, I have been behind the scenes working to finish a business plan. I have been behind the scenes working to trademark a name for a for-profit company. I have been working to really outline the infrastructure of what that would look like. I have been really looking at who I would want to join me in that venture as far as reporters, business types, all that. And I've really just been putting all the gears in my mind of what needs to happen. Because honestly, I'm sickened with what I'm seeing out there. I cannot watch another corporate media, alternate reality hysteria on Russia. I just can't. Can't do it anymore. I can't watch, 4 more days of banning first Trump when this city and this township and this place has contaminated water. And that doesn't get any coverage. I can't watch, the hysterical rantings about what President Trump tweeted or had for lunch, or, he's not condemning Putin enough. Meanwhile, more black people are getting shot in St. Louis this year than last year. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's It really is an alternative reality. And frankly, there are some great independent media, and there's some independent media that I think is becoming part of the problem, to be honest with you. So to me, what really needs to happen and what I plan on putting in motion is to launch a media revolution, more specifically a company that gets out there in the field. I don't want to just, it's not going to be in my parents' kitchen. I don't want to just, talk to you and bloviate from where I live or have other people do that. There will be some of that. We can't be in the field at all times. I want to go out there and show you what's going on, not just to inform you, but to activate you. It's going to take your financial support. It's going to take your social media support. Sharing is caring. Obviously, Facebook is now suppressing independent media. YouTube's been demonetizing independent media. Twitter's been suppressing people. So we need you now more than ever to be monitoring independent media's Twitter, Facebook, all the things, and getting the news out there, getting the message out there. We need your story ideas. A lot of the stories that I covered for TYT came from you. I remember East Chicago. I was actually in Chicago, Illinois, and I got a message from Sarah Perez, an Indiana resident, telling me about a lead crisis in East Chicago. I wouldn't have ever known about that. How would I know? I'm not from East Chicago. So it's not just asking for you to subscribe, and it will be a subscription model. And, it's going to take dollars. But would you rather put your limited resources to watching people bloviate about Russia? Or would you rather put your limited resources to actually finding out what the fuck is going on and learning how you could do something to change it? I think I'd rather do that, but I'm a little biased. So as the weeks go on, obviously after my back surgery, I'll be telling you more about this until this launches. I'll end with this. Listen, it's been a very difficult couple months, but I'm ready to move forward. And I hope you're with me. I hope you will be there and support me. Obviously, there are going to be trolls, and there are going to be people who believe what they believe. There's nothing I can do about that, and I'm not interested in engaging with those people. I know who I am. I hope the people watching know who I am as a person, as a man. I truly, the reason I do this, the reason that I want to launch this revolution, this company, is not for me. It's not to become some star. I don't need that. I don't care about that. I truly want to deliver justice to those who are downtrodden. I truly care about the people. I've at this point, I've interviewed at least 3,000 people over the last 2 years. And trust me, they weren't plutocrats. I care about the people in Flint. I care about the people in East Chicago. I care about the people in Cape Fear, North Carolina. I care about the people in St. Louis. I care about the people in Alabama when I covered that story. I could name all the other places I've been. I care about real people. Because the truth is, if you want to talk back to the future, it's time to bring it back to the people. Follow me at Twitter at Jordan Chariton. And on Twitter at Jordan Chariton. You could like my public fan page. That's facebook.com/Jordan Chariton. Again, that's facebook.com/Jordan Chariton. I will be doing other videos to discuss my book and other things. And I really appreciate those who have sent me messages and support. It's been really frustrating for me to watch because since I've been gone, a lot of the important stories that I really care about are falling through the cracks. There's nobody covering Flint, that much anymore, or St. Louis, East Chicago, the minimum wage battles across the country. And that's going to change real soon because I'm not going anywhere, folks. I'm not going anywhere. Peace.